Hi everybody. So today we are having this amazing interview with Nick from the Lord of the Lost.
Right. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for accepting the interview. It's always so fun to interview rock singers and rock members of bands because it's usually fun people.
Well, I think we are, yeah.
Absolutely. So, the first question that I would like to ask you guys is it's a bit of a trauma for a couple of fans because last year we were expecting Electric. It's not now their new name is Electric Cowboy, right?
Yeah, right.
Because it was a different name. But like we were super excited because they expressed interested in taking part in the German selection, but they were not selected. Okay, but now like we have a rock band that is not that was able to win the selection. So why did you guys decide to take part, and what did you guys think about the fact that Electric Cowboy was so hyped, and even though they were hyped, they did not make to the final cut?
Well, I have no clue why they weren't chosen last
Mm.
year. Uh, but we also weren't been chosen last year because we applied last year also, like them.
Okay.
But yeah, we are not chosen by the bosses, and yeah, the only thing Electric Callboy did was they made it official, and they went to public, and we didn't. Um, but I have no clue why this time it's different. I think, of course, everyone knows it. Germany has never been on a very good slot in the end, in the past years, and yeah, possibly someone now recognized, okay, maybe we need a change and we need something else.
Mm.
Yeah, and so we're pretty happy to be chosen now.
Can I ask what was the song that you guys submitted last year?
There was one last song.
Okay, okay, now that's interesting. Good, good. So, but this is something that I would like to ask you too. Germany has been doing quite bad in the last few years. But why do you think that this does it happen? Because like let's be honest, the songs are not that bad.
No,
It's like they are sending horrible songs, and there are probably some other tracks that are more likely to end up last. But Germany has been quite unlucky, if you ask me. So why do you think it's happening now?
well, it is as you said, songs have always been great. Um,
Sorry. Go on.
but possibly, I mean, um, the the acts, the artists from the last years for Germany were the singer songwriter stuff, and also pretty unknown even in Germany, and so we already have a yeah quite some kind of fan base in Europe and in the world, and so I think that might be one of the reasons. And yeah, I think also it's just time for something fresh, for fresh music, and rock and roll is always something that uh, that works out good.
Mm. Okay, I have another question. Now that you're talking about the fact that rock and roll usually works well and it's time to try something different. If we think about the way you guys won the selection, there was quite of a shock because the judges were not leaving for you guys, right? The international judges were not leaving. The only jury that gave you guys 12 points was a jury from Finland. Okay, we like one of the judges in that jury was someone from Blind Channel. So you
Yeah,
see, so maybe the thing that the reason why Germany has been selecting a lot of singer songwriters that are quite unknown, it's because they have this group of people that usually like this standard
yeah,
pop music that usually selects the song.
right.
But the fact that you guys did not have a lot of support for the international juries, did it make you wonder if the juries in Eurovision are going to support you guys, or are you confident that both the judges and the televote are going to enjoy your song?
Well, to be honest, I don't understand this concept of, of of a jury from a foreign country um, voting for an artist who is going into a competition against themselves. And I mean, of
Thank you.
course, if I would be if if I was a king and I have to send my troops into the field and I have to choose the weapon of my enemy, uh, I would give him the sharpest sword, you know. Of course, but I mean, of course, I I like the Eurovision stuff and everything, but I'm
Mm,
in general I'm not a fan of this competition stuff because
mm,
normally I think music is something you're doing together and not against each other. And so we always said it in the election before here in Germany with the other artists from Germany. Of course, there has to be one winner, but there's definitely no loser in this game. And yeah, so I don't get this concept of the juries from the foreign countries, but as I said before, I think we're having quite a big fan base, and yeah, I think that helps a lot.
mm. Yeah, I agree with you. Like honestly, I have been a fan of Eurovision for ages, and uh, um, it's it doesn't make sense. Like you're bringing the enemy to select
Yeah,
your fighter. Like it makes zero sense. So now that you said that, I think this is a very strong statement when you say that even though there is going to be a winner, you cannot say there is going to be a loser in this kind of competition. Something that you probably know the band That by April, right?
which band?
That by April.
Yes.
They are from Sweden, and they competed to represent Sweden 11 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And they said something that was quite interesting for me. They said that somebody asked them, like they were doing this interview, and a woman asked them, "Oh, so you think that your biggest competition here is this other band, which was like this rockabilly band? It had nothing to do with rock and metal, nothing to do with their music style." But she asked that anyway, and they said, "We are not competing against anyone." They just said that. So maybe, do you think that when rock bands go to this kind of competition, they are usually more chill? They're just trying to enjoy their time, or when you guys are, as soon as you guys arrive to Liverpool, you guys are going to concentrate. Okay, we have to win this.
Well, we're definitely not going to there and think, okay, we have to do this, we have to win this, and uh, no, we are absolutely not that way. Um, uh, well, I have no clue, but I think rock music is in general something that unites more than other kinds of music. I think it's my feeling. For example, the feeling you have on a festival. Yeah,
Mm,
everyone's going to there, and it doesn't matter if you're standing in the audience in front of the stage, or if you're an artist or a crew backstage working there. Everyone's fine with each other, and it's always a great fun to meet other artists. And I think it's yeah, it's just another feeling, and it's all also some kind of lifestyle. I think it's not just in this it's not a job thing. Hey, we have to love each other and so on. It's a general mindset, I think. And so I think that rock and roll artists are pretty not always, but pretty often a bit more chilled in everything. But the real reason I have no clue why.
yeah, maybe I think that the thing with the rock bands is that you guys are. I think that not just rock bands in general, but like when you guys go to Eurovision, like a band like Lord of the Lost, you guys you don't really have anything to lose. Like it's just another concert for you guys,
That's right.
right?
That's exactly, yeah. That was also a question we asked ourselves after we before we applied. Hey, should we do this? Um, because of course we are quite a band in a special scene in this dark rock and gothic scene. And of course, if you're going to Eurovision, it's much more getting into mainstream and everything. And we're thinking about that. Okay, what will our long time fans, what will they say about that? And of course, there are some who are now totally disappointed in us. Um, and there are many new people who never knew about us before, and who's a lot of them like it, but there are also some like, what is this shit? Oh, these guys are all Satanists and stuff like this. And um, well, I think um, we asked ourselves, like, what do we have to lose? And we were just like, well, in general, we have nothing to lose, because if we win this election in Germany, we're going to Liverpool. But if we don't win it, we just go a few weeks later to UK to start a tour with Iron Maiden. It's a luxury problem. So yeah, so we had no pressure at the end.
Mm.
We are just there, and we are going to have fun, and yeah, let's see what it brings.
I think that when you guys won this election, for me was one of the most emotional moments of the season because you guys were actually very
For me also.
shocked. But like, how did you feel? Like, because there was a huge amount of the televotes. Because during
I have
the
no
tour,
clue. I have no clue because I just can't remember that moment. Really, no kidding, no kidding. If I see that, if I see the videos and the TV from then back then, I remember that I fell down on my knees on the floor and was like, "Fuck, is this really happening?" But I don't. I'm getting goosebumps when I'm talking about it. But I don't remember the exact feeling because it was just everything. I think I had every feeling in that moment except of hate and pain.
oh, that's great. That's great. But Nicholas, I would like to ask about yourself right now because you are actually a new member
Yeah,
of the
the
band. You have
newest.
been, yeah, you're the newest.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I'm always in for 6 years now, but I was the last one joining.
okay, so how was the process? Why did you decide, okay, I want to join Lord of the Lost?
Well, we know each other for many years. I think for 12 years now, and we've always been on tour together. Not always, but a long time. And I was playing for other bands like a German band called Stahlmann. And from 2014, I left Stahlmann and founded the band Erdling. And we were playing festivals and shows together and so on. And on one point, on one day, they asked me, Lord of the Lost asked me, "Hey, if we ever need a sub, if we ever need a drummer because our drummer, I don't know, broke his leg or is ill or whatever, can we ask you to fill in for him?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, why not? Let's check it then if it's that time." And if I can make it, if I can manage it, if I have the time, of course I would do that because I like the music, I like the guys, and yeah. So time went on, and they were coming. I think once or twice a year, asking, "Hey, is it still on? If we can we still ask you if we need you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, no problem. Just ask." And yeah, then in the middle, in summer of 2017. Um, they asked me, "Hey, dude, we need a drummer right now for all the festivals from now on to the end of the year. Can you make it?" And I looked into my schedule, and I could do all the shows they asked for. Um, and I was still touring with my other band, Erdling, that I founded. And there, yeah, we had some problems, some internal stuff, and for me, it was already clear that I would leave the band in
Mm.
the end of the year. So I did the festival season. Well, the fun thing was Chris asked me, "Hey, can you do that?" And I was, "Yes, I can do. When is the first show?" And he said, "Oh, it's that and that open air festival." And I was like, "Dude, that's next week." And he was like, "Yep." And I was like, "All right, how many songs?" And he was, "Yeah, about 20." I was like, "Yeah, okay, send it over. Let's make that." And we did. And on the very first show, which was by accident, it was on my very favorite festival, the Rock Hearts Open Air, which is kind of my home festival because it's here around, and I grew up with this. And so it was a very special festival to play. It was very special to play it for the first time with Lord of Lost. And uh, we went on stage, and I will never forget this moment. The intro was already running, and I was like, "Hey guys, I don't know the intro, so could you give me a sign if I have to walk on stage?" And they were like, "Yeah, okay, now." And I went on stage, and we played the first song. It was just a few seconds, the first 8 or 10 bars, a few seconds, and it felt like coming home. And that was a really great feeling. And later, a few weeks later or a few months later, they told me the same. They had the same feeling at that moment. It felt like coming home. And yeah, in autumn that year, a few weeks after the first shows, they asked me if I could imagine to do it forever with them. And I decided yes, of course, because it was a lot of fun. It's a great family. And um, the fun thing was then that the last show in that year, in 2017, was a festival here in Germany where I was booked with my old band Erdling and
Mm.
also with Lord of the Lost. So I played my very last show on a festival with Erdling.
Oh,
2 hours later, I played the very first show as the new fixed band member of Lord of the Lost at the same stage. So that was really a great moment to change.
so you were never unemployed.
No.
So now this is interesting for me because Erling is a band that you created. You started this band in 2014. So why did you decide to? When did you feel actually? Okay, this is the moment to leave.
Oh well, there were some internal stuff, some communication stuff, and mindset of the band members was not the same anymore. And yeah, this typical band internal things, some differences and so on. And I had also some problems with our label back then we had, and I just didn't want to work with them anymore. And so I decided to leave the band. But I also, because of course it was my baby, I wanted to bring it to a good end and not too abrupt. So I decided to leave it to the end of the year.
Hmm. Okay, that was nice. That was a nice way to leave for sure. Um, So, another thing that I would like to ask you is about the Eurovision prep parties because this is something that you guys, I think that when you guys are like not in this Eurovision bubble, when you guys get into it, you guys usually think like what the fuck
Right.
because it's like, but this is not just for rock musicians, like jazz musicians, all kinds of musicians that are,
Yeah.
that do not have this singer songwriter or this Eurovision thing. They usually, what is happening here? So are you planning to take part in on one of these prayer parties? There's going to be one in Amsterdam. There's another one in Madrid. There's another one in Tel Aviv. So are you guys
Yes.
going there, or do you think you guys are already making your promo tour, your tour? Like
I
for you
mean,
guys, it makes no sense, maybe.
no, 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 no. I think you never can have enough promotion, of course.
Mm.
And we love traveling and we love being on tour. But the thing is, we don't have any time to go
Mm.
to all these parties. So three of us are right now in the south of Germany, in Munich, where is a special Germany fan club Eurovision party. Um, they are playing there the song in an acoustic version, and the only party, unfortunately, but at least we can go is Amsterdam.
Okay.
We will be there, and we will be there for playing.
Oh, that's awesome. That's excellent. It was the first one created, by the way. It
Oh,
was
really?
like the original one.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. So another thing that I would like to ask you is that you actually you did not start as a drummer. You started as you were the winner in a keyboard competition. So when did you decide?
No, no, no. That's not exactly right. Um,
Really?
I've always been a drummer. I grew up in a musician's family, and I started playing drums in the age of 5 years. And the keyboard competition thing, that's right. And we were on first place, but it wasn't a special category. It was keyboard plus, and I was only the plus, so I was a drummer. So I didn't play keyboard there. I'm able to play some keys instruments. Also some strings, but no, drums is my thing. That's my business.
So you just play a bit of key instruments and keyboard. You don't play guitar, nothing else.
A bit of guitar, yeah, but I would know. I would not say that I'm as good to stand on a stage with it.
Mm. But you are also a producer, right? You also produce
Oh no,
stuff.
I don't
You
produce that much. I'm doing a bit of songwriting and so on,
okay.
but the other stuff is for the other guys who know how to do.
Okay, but you just give your input, but you
Yeah,
don't really.
yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So something that people have been asking quite a lot about you guys is the fact is the staging, because it's probably going to be different compared to the one in Germany because it's going to be bigger stage, more people. So what are you guys planning to make the iconic Rain
Well,
of Blood?
yeah, of course there will be some changes, um, because yeah, simple thing. The stage is much bigger than we had it in the election show before, and we have to scale it up a bit. We are going to add some specials. Of course, I will not tell everything now, but of course there are some things that are just not possible to realize. For example, Blood Rain, because we would smash up the whole stage with it, and it would not be they would be not be able to clean it up that fast, because the changeovers are super fast there, and yeah, unfortunately, but I would love it, of course.
Okay, but is there going to be glitter
um, yeah, in a yeah, a kind of glitter in some way,
in some way?
but I think not this glitter.
Okay, so let me ask you something. You got like this is something that we usually ask the bad people that come here and make interviews. Do you know anything about Brazil? Because okay, you guys are probably going to mention Sepultura, which is like a big band, rock band from Brazil. It's very
Absolutely.
traditional. Everybody knows it. But like, is there any other musician from Brazil or from Portugal that has influenced you?
Um, to be honest, I have no clue where where every single a musician that I got influences from is from. So I definitely love watching Eloy Casagrande from
Mhm.
Sepultura playing, because this guy is hell of a drummer. I really like that, but I have no clue who else is there from Brazil, South America, and in Portugal. So no, I have no answer for this. Sorry.
But you guys are planning a South American tour, right? You guys are coming here. Are you going to pass through Brazil or are you going to skip it? Because people usually skip Brazil. I don't know why.
I have no clue why this is happening. Why they are skipping. Um, for us, it's just a big luck and a great honor to be there because it's Summer Breeze Brazil. So it's normally it's a German festival, and now they're expanding and doing it in Brazil. So for us, it was just a lucky thing. We never did South America before. The only thing we did was Mexico. We've been there twice, I think. Yeah, in 2018 and 19, we played Mexico City and Guadalajara, and uh, the band has been in USA many years ago. That was before my time. But now we're super happy that we can do South America too. So Buenos Aires, Santiago, and now Sao Paulo. That's just wow. And of course, we hope to come back. Even if I've not been there, I'm pretty sure it will be amazing because I like the whole mindset of the people, and it's always a great party.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy it quite a lot. I think that Brazil is going to offer you guys a hell of a show. Just to wrap up this interview, do you have any messages for Portuguese Eurovision fans, Brazilian Eurovision fans, or anyone else that is watching us and that will watch us because this interview is going to be on our channel?
Yeah. Well, we have quite a lot of tour dates. Unfortunately, still not in Portugal, but we're going to Brazil, and we would be super happy if some of you, all of you, come out to watch the show. And possibly, I have no clue what the circumstances on the festival will be, but possibly to meet some of you guys. That would be awesome. And for ESC, yes, of course, we're going to play there, and if you like it, just give us a vote.
Okay, that's yes, please. Let's make rock great again in
Yes,
Eurovision.
will be that would be super cool.
Okay, so thank you very much, everybody that watched it and that we watched this interview. Thank you, Nick, so much for being here
Thank
with
you.
us, and see you next. Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.